y'all. It's me, Wanda Nero Butler, and you are Wigging Out with Wanda. As you can see, I got my pink hair on today. The color was pink today, but yes, I have this pink, what do they call this? Water wave. It's classified as a bob. They say it's a bob, so it's not as long as I normally, wear my hair, but it's cute. It's convenient. It has the bang, so it's not a lot of, you just kind of pop it on and keep moving. So, again, I always say, don't be afraid of color. You get some giggle here, some giggle there, but it's all in fun, depending on your tribe and the people that you hang around with. But I do get a lot of compliments just on the street. People don't expect it. So, but when they see it, they like it. So don't be afraid to try color. Now, this is another episode where we will feature Black History Month. We will feature Black Inventors, and this episode has not just inventors, but our ladies from Hidden Figures, our NASA experts, and some other inventors. So it's going to be cool. It's going to be really cool. And then if you wait around to the end, you might get a little song. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, here we go. It's a lot to know. All right, here we go. Madam C.J. Walker. Madam Walker was an American entrepreneur and philanthropist who made her fortune in the hair care industry. The Madam C.J. Walker Manufacturing Company was one of the most successful African American owned businesses in the 20th century. Walker was often called the first self-made female millionaire in the United States. Madam C.J. Walker was the protege and apprentice under Annie Malone, who also dealt with hair care products. After a few disagreements and not exactly seeing eye to eye, Annie and C.J. Walker decided to part ways. They instead became very bitter rivals. Madam Walker's estate was worth around $600,000 when she died in 1919, which is about $8 million in today's dollars. And yes, absolutely yes, the Madam C.J. Walker brand still exists today, though the original manufacturing company has closed. The brand is now called Madam C.J. Walker Beauty Culture, and it is sold at Sephora and Walmart. Louis Howard Latimer was an American inventor and patent draftsman. His inventions included an evaporative air conditioner, an improved process for manufacturing carbon filaments for electric light bulbs, and an improved toilet system for the railroad cars. Carbon filament. Latimer's process for making carbon filaments for light bulbs was more efficient and durable than previous methods. Latimer improved the toilet system for railroad cars. Latimer patented the first water closet for railroad cars in 1874. Latimer also patented an early version of the air conditioner in 1886. He improved the telephone. Latimer helped Alexander Graham Bell patent the telephone in 1876. Latimer invented an electric lamp with a carbon filament in 1881. He also shared a patent for the Maxim electric lamp in 1882. Latimer's work made incandescent lighting more practical and affordable. He was also an expert witness on the Board of Patent Control, where he gathered evidence against patent infringement. It could just be me, but if Latimer worked for both Thomas Edison and Alexander Graham Bell, both who were known for claiming patents on ideas, who really invented those things? You go, Latimer. Ellen Eglin. Ellen Eglin, an African-American domestic servant and resident of Washington, D.C., she invented and improved clothes wringer. This female African-American inventor revolutionized the chore of laundry. She created a clothes wringer that could help wash and dry clothes faster. This device helped squeeze out excess water from your garments, making laundry much easier. Ellen F. Eglin, helping to keep America great and the world clean. Benjamin Banneker. Benjamin Banneker was an American naturalist, mathematician, astronomer, and almanac author, a landowner, and he also worked as a surveyor and farmer. Mr. Banneker, one of the nation's best-known African-American inventors, was born on November 9, 1731, in Maryland, which was then a British colony. His grandmother was white. She was an indentured servant from England who later bought a farm in Maryland and married a former slave. Benjamin Banneker, as forestated, was an astronomer, mathematician, scientist, and surveyor, but he's best known for his almanac and his work on the design of Washington, D.C. Banneker's Almanac was the first scientific book written by an African American. It was published annually for more than a decade and was the main reference for farmers in the mid-Atlantic states. Despite his many accomplishments, however, Banneker was forced to navigate the same racial prejudice that African Americans often face in both slave and free states. In many ways, his story is an historical anomaly. Benjamin Banner's wooden clock was destroyed in a house fire that occurred during his funeral, likely started by arsonists. The fire also destroyed his home, laboratory, and most of his personal belongings. Banneker's clock was the first known clock made in America using all American parts. He created it in 1753, and it ran accurately for more than 50 years. Banneker became interested in clockmaking after studying watches and other clocks and taking them apart and putting them back together. A quote from Benjamin Banneker: "Presumption should never make us neglect that which appears easy to us, nor despair what makes us lose courage at the sight of difficulties." Benjamin Banneker. Today we will learn a little about the African American scientists, the female African American scientists who helped build NASA. Dorothy Vaughan, Katherine Johnson, Mary Jackson, and Christine Darden. The lives of these brilliant scientists were the focus for the movie Hidden Figures. The exploits of these women were also featured in a book by the same title as the movie, Hidden Figures. Although the movie only focused on 3 of the African American female scientists, there were actually 4. So let's start with the one they didn't feature. Christine Darden. Christine was the youngest of the bunch, but had a profound effect on the NASA program. Christine Darden, that is Christine Von Zell Mann Darden. She was an American mathematician, data analyst, and aeronautical engineer who devoted much of her 40-year career in aerodynamics at NASA to research supersonic flight and sonic booms. She had an MS in mathematics and had been teaching at Virginia State University before starting to work at the Langley Research Center in 1967. Christine is internationally known for her research into supersonic aircraft noise, especially sonic boom reduction, and recognized for her groundbreaking achievement as the first African American woman at NASA Langley to be appointed to the top management rank of Senior Executive Service. Christine Darden, making America great even in the race to space. Our next affluent female African American scientist, who was played by Janelle Monáe in the movie Hidden Figures, is Mary W. Jackson. Mary Winston Jackson is best known for becoming NASA's first African American female engineer in 1958. She was also leader in promoting equal opportunities for women and minorities. In the year 1979, she left engineering and took a demotion to become manager of the women's program at NASA. In that post, she sought to improve the opportunities for all women at the organization. She retired in 1985. Our next phenomenal female African American scientist, who was played by Taraji P. Henson in the movie Hidden Figures, is Katherine Johnson. The stars were always within reach for Katherine Johnson. Using her mathematics skills, she helped NASA send astronauts to the moon and return them safely home. She also overcame racial and gender hurdles that helped make giant leaps for mankind. President Obama said at the time, Katherine G. Johnson refused to be limited by society's expectations of her gender and race while expanding the boundaries of humanity's reach. NASA noted her historical role as one of the first African American women to work as a NASA scientist. An American treasure, Katherine Johnson. Before passing away, she lived to be 101 years old. Last, but not by any means least, is our next scientist, who was played by Olivia Spencer in the movie Hidden Figures, Miss Dorothy Vaughan. Those who speak of NASA's pioneers rarely mention the name Dorothy Vaughan, but as the head of the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, segregated West Area Computing Unit from 1949 until 1958. Bond was both a respected mathematician and NASA's first African American manager. Dorothy Bond was a mathematician and NASA's first Black manager. Rarely seen as the face of a space program, Bond's contributions were vast, as well as being the first African American to receive a promotion at NASA. She was an expert in Fortran, a frontrunner of the electronic computer programming. Dorothy Bond's legacy includes breaking barriers as a Black woman in STEM, STEM, and paving the way for future generations of female and Black mathematicians and scientists. Dorothy Bond leaves a legacy that keeps on launching. Dorothy passed away from natural causes November 10th, 2008. She was 98 years old. Another national treasure. Want to know more about these lovely ladies of African descent? Watch the movie Hidden Figures. You'll love it, I promise. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me wrong, turn me wrong, turn me wrong. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me wrong. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, keep on walking up freedom line. Ain't gonna let no hatred turn me wrong, turn me wrong, turn me wrong. Ain't gonna let no hatred turn me wrong. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, keep on walking up freedom line. I ain't gonna let nobody turn me wrong, no, turn me wrong, turn me wrong. I ain't gonna let nobody turn me wrong. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, keep on walking up freedom line. Because Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the air. Now the little wheel runs by faith, and the big wheel runs by the grace of God. And the wheel turning up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the air. He saw the wheel way in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel. He saw the wheel way in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way up in the middle of the air. Ezekiel saw the wheel way in the middle of the air. When the saints go marching in, when the saints go marching in, oh how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh when the sun begins to shine, oh when the sun begins to shine, oh how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh when the saints go marching in, oh when the saints go marching in, oh how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching in, oh how I want to be in that number. When the saints go marching, when the saints go marching, when the you're marching in. I told you it was a lot to know. But it's good to know. It's good for us to know our history because they're trying to take it away from us. And we will never know who invented the ironing board or who invented, close circuit TV, CCTV, security cameras, home security systems. We would never know because, of course, they would take credit. And you know what I'm watching? I'm watching this wonderful statue of Martin Luther King that is in the D.C. That statue all white, alabaster. We'll see in a couple of years, it'll chisel that nose down and slick that hair back. It'll be Martin Luther Queen. It'll be Martin Luther King if they mention him at all, or it will be known that he was white. So I'm watching it. I'm watching it. Anything that they would whitewash, I'm watching it. So be careful. Share this video with your youngsters because, anybody under 45, they need to watch some of history. Like I said last week, one of my favorite historians is Mr. Imhotep on YouTube, and he is a wealth of knowledge and not just Black American history. He is a historian, an African historian. He goes all the way back to Egypt and beyond, because they've been trying to steal that history from us forever. Ever since they discovered it, they've been whitewashing it. Right, and some of us, we're so indoctrinated, so colonized in our thinking until we don't even believe our own history, or we're afraid of it because, they made these mummy movies and, the bad Book of the Dead and all that kind of stuff. They've done this to make us fearful of our own history. So get in there and dig around and find out for yourself and then share it. There is scripture in the Bible where it tells the Hebrews or the Israelites or the Jews, to pass the stories down from generation to generation so that your truth is forever known. Because I'm telling you, it will get stolen. Your truth and your history will be whitewashed and stolen. So just share it. And I hope you enjoyed the video of the Negro spirituals. But we'll be back next week with another episode of, I don't know, maybe we will leave the inventors, even though there's so much, and we'll just do history, period. Because there's some history about the Black Wall Street and the Tuskegee Airmen that no one really wants to know anything about that, especially Black Wall Street. So maybe I'll dig around in there. But something else to watch. Hidden Colors. There are several episodes of Hidden Colors where Black historians have come together and they have shared knowledge about our people. So go Hidden Colors as well. I know I talked about Hidden Figures. That's a good movie too. But these are documentaries. They're not movies. They're documentaries of our truth, of the slave trade, of how we were treated when we got over here, before we got over here. So just dig around. Don't just take their word for our history. Because there's also a phrase as history belongs to he who has the pen. So we weren't doing much writing. We were doing cotton picking. So we didn't write our own story. It's their story about us. So go and listen to some of our own African American historians and learn about us from us. All right. And always remember, love yourself. All of this falls in the same category. Remember to love yourself. Love your blackness. Love your uniqueness. Just love everything there is about you. Love yourself. And when you love yourself, you will find yourself. And once you found yourself, you will find that you have found God. So go ahead, dig around. Ain't gonna hurt you. We watch all kind of movies and all kind of stuff that lead us all kind of places. And yeah, okay. So wake up, own the phrase woke, and become woke by becoming aware. All right? All right. Love you guys. Bye-bye.